welcome back to my channel. Today's video is all about bullet journaling, specifically tips for beginner bullet journals, beginner bullet journalers. Yes. So if I had found a video like this when I first started bullet journaling, I think it would have been super helpful for me. So that is why I'm making this. I have been bullet journaling for about a year and a half now. And I am obsessed. I've loved it for longer than that because it took me a couple months to first start my bullet journal, but you know, it is what it is. If you don't know what a bullet journal is, allow me to enlighten you. Basically, a bullet journal is a journal, a diary, a planner, a doodle zone, all combined into one beautiful journal that looks something like this. So this is the bullet journal that I use. It is the Leuchtturm 1917 medium size dotted, and I looked it up. It is vegan in case you are wondering. This journal is awesome. It has like 250 pages-ish and it's pre-numbered. I have a lot of other supplies like pens, markers, rulers, pencils, all of the things, and they will be all linked down below for you guys, for your convenience. So I'm gonna get started on the tips section of this video. Yeah, so my bullet journal style is easy, simple, kind of artistic, but I cheat a little bit on the artistic side. I fake it till I make it, basically, and I do the easier versions of a lot of different bullet journal spreads. My tips are basically geared towards those of you that don't have a ton of artistic ability, because there are a lot of bullet journalers out there like Amanda Rach Lee and more, I'm sure, but she's my favorite, that are very artistic and just have a natural ability to doodle and make things look really pretty. But I do not have that ability. I really wish that I did. I'm getting there, but it takes a lot of practice. So I am gonna be giving you tips on how to make your bullet journal look like you know what you're doing the first time around. So basically, first and foremost, don't be intimidated by the bullet journal. You can make it however you want it to be, and no, the first time around it's not going to be perfect. My first bullet journal is a hot mess, the first like 30 pages, probably the whole thing, to be honest, if I looked at it right now. But I was learning. It's a learning experience in general, so you just need to be nice to yourself and know that it's going to take a while for it to look exactly how you want it to. That being said, definitely play to your strengths. If you are really good at keeping things super simple and black and white, then do that. If you really like things being colorful and a little busy but like organized chaos, then do that. Just make it your style. It's all about you. No one else is gonna look at it but you, unless you want them to look at it. So just think of it like that. Like, it does not need to be perfect in any way, shape, or form. If you want it to be perfect and you want to give yourself the gray hairs over it, then go right ahead. But I think personally that it's something that should be fun, and yeah, not everything's gonna be perfect about the spread, but that's okay. We're all human. In order to make it as perfect as you want, I would definitely recommend planning your bullet journal in pencil first. This bullet journal especially is really easy to erase off of with pencil. I mean, it's paper, so what do you expect? But I plan pretty much every page in pencil before I go in with pen, just because your girl needs a little extra help. But I would also definitely recommend using a little baby ruler and keeping it with you at all times, so that whenever you feel like planning, you can plan because you got it with you using your noggin. Oh, hey. For planning purposes, I like to use the back couple pages of my journal to plan out color schemes and to test my markers actually on this paper, because it is a little bit tinted with like a cream color. So it's not gonna look the exact same as printer paper. So just so you can see, and that way you can practice on the dots and figure out how you want to lay out a spread. In the past, I have also ordered extra bullet journals just to practice in, because I find it really helpful. So over the year and a half, I have formed a collection of things like washi tape. This isn't even all of it. I have tons of stickers. I have printed out paper for backgrounds. I have quotes that I took from my vision board that I can put in my bullet journal, and I just keep it in this little box, and then whenever I need a little bit of inspiration, I go through the box and I'm like, oh, I really like these stickers. I'm gonna plan my whole monthly spread around it. And I find that it's really helpful to do so because then you're not just relying on your own brain to come up with other things. I would definitely utilize things like YouTube and Pinterest to inspire you for other spreads. If my bullet journal videos aren't exactly your specific style, there are tons of other bullet journalers out there. I mean, still watch my videos, please. But there are tons of other people out there like Amanda Rach Lee, Boho Berry, She Meets City. Lots of people I can't think of off the top of my head, but they have awesome styles. I like watching lots of different videos every month because there's different themes for the month. I personally have a Pinterest page dedicated just to bullet journal inspiration. I will link it down below. And I have a bullet journal video playlist that I will also link below so that if you want a little bit more inspiration right this second, it's right below. All right, you guys, editing Olivia here. I forgot to explain a few things. First of all, there are different categories for different spreads on my Pinterest page, and I realized that I did not explain what they meant, so here it is. There is a thing called collections, which basically is in the beginning of your bullet journal setup that you are going to refer back to over the year. Here are a few different pictures of some collections. They can include anything you want, and I have tons of ideas on my Pinterest page. Secondly, there are monthly layouts, which are what they sound like. Basically, each month you have a monthly spread, which has a big calendar. Then you could have habit trackers, mood trackers, goals, all of the above or none of the above. And then after that, you also have a weekly and or daily spreads. So depending on which one you want to do, I usually do weekly spreads. That's what I include in my setups. I forgot to mention, I have a highlight section on my Instagram page where I highlight my stories that include bullet journal setups. So I just wanted to mention that. I also have some quotes, some other quotes on my vision board page on Pinterest. So just make sure you follow me there. I like to add bullet journal setups all the time. Okay, bye. So my next tip for you guys is just to remember that it's gonna take practice. It's gonna take time to get down the system that you actually really enjoy, and then it might change. So don't get down on yourself if you're changing your spread all the time, if you're changing your monthly, if you're changing your weekly, if you make new collections in the beginning of your notebook, don't worry about it, okay? It is okay. I change mine every single month and I still really haven't found something that works for me. I just like to experiment, and that's what bullet journaling is for, because you get to make your own planner and make it tailored to your likes and dislikes and all of that. You don't have to include what you don't like, and you get to include what you do like. Another tip I have for you guys is to invest in good quality products. I haven't spent that much money on my products. You really don't need to spend a whole lot of money, but I would definitely invest in a high quality journal because that's what the whole thing is based on. These are only $20 on Amazon, so I think that's pretty awesome. Also, the pens that I use that you probably have seen before are these Pigma Micron pens, and they come in packs, so you don't have to buy them individually. They're probably only like $5 or $6 for a 3-pack. And then you probably have a pencil, you probably have some markers or colored pencils laying around your house. So you can just start off with that. But if you want to invest in a couple other products, I will leave my favorites linked down below, and that could probably help you get started as well. So it can be pretty intimidating to start off a spread in your bullet journal the first time. So my next tip is to trace. And it might sound a little silly because you're like, oh, well, no, duh, you can trace. But I honestly didn't think of it until like yesterday. But basically, I cut out some pieces of scrap paper. If you print off a picture for your bullet journal and you have leftover paper, just cut it into these little strips. These are about an inch, a little less than an inch thick, and then you can make it however long you want. And then go ahead and use whatever markers or pens or pencils and write out your titles, your font, try out your colors and see how they look together. And then you can tape this into the page underneath where you want it to go. So like if you want your habit tracker to go on a certain page, you tape it on the page underneath, and then you trace across and then add other details. So I thought of that the other day and I was like, wow, I'm so surprised that it took me this long, but I'm happy that I figured it out. And then once you're done, you can just recycle the piece of paper. And the most important tip I can give you besides not stressing is to bring your bullet journal stuff everywhere you go. And I know that sounds kind of weird and silly. You're not gonna be planning everywhere you go. Maybe you don't bring it to like Six Flags or like Disney World or something, but that way you have your supplies, you have your journal anywhere you go, and whenever inspiration strikes, you can just jot something down in your journal. You can always jot it down on your phone if you don't have it with you. I like to write down some ideas on the notes in my phone, but I always wish that I'd actually brought my actual bullet journal. I will also leave some awesome pencil pouches down below so that you can bring all your supplies in a nice, compact, cute little bag. But yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys gained some tips out of this. And if you did, give it a big thumbs up, subscribe down below, and all of that fun stuff. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye! If you're not artistic, I would definitely to stretch your normal, I don't really, words. Today is not my day for speaking, but we're gonna roll with it. If you are not artistic like me, I would definitely make sure you subscribe. Oh, hey! Bye.